Hi, welcome along to a little video on how to using a very exciting whiteboard feature. The key takeaway here is that you can see what multiple students are doing at the same time. No need to register, just hit new class, put in your name, and that creates the class. What I've got on the right hand side, obviously you'd normally just have the one screen. I'm trying to make it so you can see what the students are seeing. So I just need to get that. I don't know how. What a crazy long URL the college has there. We could be here all week, couldn't we? I think all the things you could do with your life. That's insane. Surely I must be able to get rid of the whole thing in one go. But no, I can't. I think I'll have to do a new tab. Sorry about that. Very unprofessional of me. Right, Control V. Okay, so I'll have to put my name in. I'll put student John. As you can see, I had a kind of earlier go, which is even more disastrous than this one. And what you can see is that I'm obviously writing with a mouse here. That fairly quickly arrives on the teacher view whiteboard. And I'll show you in a minute what it would look like if you had a whole kind of bunch of students at once, what you'd see. But obviously, basically, it's just multiples of the same thing. A few basic bits of functionality. A student can type, a teacher student can type an answer, like the refractive index. And then once they've come out of that, that should pop up on the left. There you go. Obviously, they can rub things out. I'll just use the rubber to rub things out, or they can completely remove everything. What I'm just going to do now is show you some other functionality from the teacher point of view. So I've got my own whiteboard. So one of the things that I might want to do is to set things up for a starter, which is what I did today. So I had two answers. I wanted AI. I wanted somewhere else over here. I wanted AII. And then I needed a picture for them, a little diagram for them to complete, which I called, so I kind of saved this earlier. Here's when I did it home. And I just need to make that a bit smaller, but not too small, so they can complete it. And what I'm going to do now is push this to the students. And there are various options which you can read in your own time, but I'm going to, it does warn you that it will delete whatever's on their page. So what I did was I got everyone online, got everyone doing the question, got everyone to register a whiteboard, and then said, right, now I'm pushing you the background. And that now appears on their screen. If I go back to, so I see that, and then the students, I can't remember what, needed to type in the answers, and then they used the straight line tool. I'm sure you're fascinated by this, to complete the path of the ray, and then I could see the path of the ray eventually appear on their whiteboard, and I could see whether they got that correct. Just another little bit of functionality. So say later in the lesson we've done the starter and we want to do something else, you can click plus there, and then they click on the blank board, and then that should update on my display there, and then they could be putting in an answer to a later question. To my mind, this is as big a leap forward as we've had in the time that we've been doing this stuff. Here's the starter from earlier. But it just meant I really had a good idea of who was involved. Turned out Malia had to pop out for something. I can't remember what Abder's problem was. Maybe rebooting his Wi-Fi. But generally there I got a really good indication, not only of what people were doing, but also their understanding. So another little tool in our armoury.